Hey,
What is up, everybody? Happy Tano Tuesday. We just watched episode 4 of Ahsoka, and we are giving our spoiler loaded uh, reactions, instant reactions. So if you haven't watched the episode yet, it's been out for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. Go watch it, then watch the replay of this. But like I said, heavy spoilers. Woo, baby.
SpongeBob meme. SpongeBob.
But
Catch your
before we
breath.
exactly, but before we get into the spoilers and everything, uh, or this is exclusively on our YouTube. Actually, I just found out it's also on Facebook Live and Twitch. It's supposed to be on just YouTube, but hey, y'all get a special bonus.
Welcome to the party, Facebook Live and Twitch.
Yeah, so be sure. But if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button, follow us, hit the bell, like this post or like this video, share it.
Or just
But like I said, it's super spoilery. So as you can see on the ticker down below. But before we get to the episode, how's everybody doing? Alex and Ryan, what's going on, guys?
Dude, I'm extra bummed right now I didn't get that Anakin hot toy.
Ah, we'll talk about it.
Hey, we gave the warning. We gave the warning.
Wait. What was that?
Hot toys.
All righty. Well, we're going to get into this episode. First, we get an awesome synopsis run through by the Big Smooth. Alex, let us know what happened in part 4.
Yeah, let's hope it's awesome. I as you all know, if you watch this episode, a lot of things were going on. Okay, so typing and watching were happening. I got a lot of words. Episode 4, entitled "Fallen Jedi," was directed by Peter Ramsey, best known for directing Rise of the Guardians, co-directing Into the Spider-Verse, and he directed an episode of Mando Season 3, The Pirate, and hella other stuff. We're going to talk about him later on. But it opens with Ahsoka, Sabine, and Hu Yang preparing to repair the ship and defend against whatever may come their way on the fallen planet or the planet they have fallen. Ahsoka tells Sabine that they may have to abandon saving Ezra if it is necessary to ensure that Thrawn does not claim his space as heir to the Empire. We get a droid fight while Hu Yang is repairing the ship. The assassin droids find him, or one of them, and Hu Yang holds his own pretty well. It's pretty cool. But he knocks out the power on the ship. Ahsoka and Sabine know something's wrong, and they get out there, and we get a cool, quick work they make of the assassin droids. Hu Yang tells them, "You guys are better together, so don't split up." And they go off to try and find Balin and Shin and Morgan and whoever's out there, sending them so that they can get this map and stop them from jumping through the hyperspace portal. We got so as they leave, they're running through the forest. We cut away to Hera, who is on the New Republic cruiser. We basically see right where we left off with her being told that the New Republic wasn't going to send aid for Ahsoka and Sabine. Hera don't give a fuck. She came through, and she even got a little squad of New Republic, including Carson Teva showing up to roll out. She's even bringing her kid, Jason, Chopper. They're all rolling out to go help Ahsoka and Sabine. We got Ahsoka and Sabine encounter Merrick and Shin in the forest, and they both have a little like double duel. Ahsoka and Merrick, Sabine and Shin. Ahsoka manages to dispatch of Merrick, and he basically looks like he's some sort of ghost. Little green smoke comes through. So
yeah, night sister magic.
Night sister magic going on there. Ahsoka goes on to encounter Balin at the map point, and they have a cool little meetup and fight as well, while Shin and Sabine are still fighting. Sabine gets the edge over Shin. She throws a little smoke bomb and dips out. Ahsoka and Baylan are fighting, and at a moment, Ahsoka ends up going over the cliff. Oh no, Ahsoka's gone. And then you got Baylan and Shin on Sabine. Baylan manages to like smooth talk Sabine into that she would be reunited with Ezra if she just kind of opens her mind into like what making the galaxy a better place really means. So she basically chokes in the clutch. She doesn't destroy the map when Ahsoka tells her to. That's before Ahsoka falls. So Ahsoka's like, destroy the map, and Sabine chokes in the clutch. She doesn't do it. Ahsoka falls. Baylan gets in Sabine's head. They cuff her and take her up on the cruiser to link up with Morgan as they are ready with the map and the coordinates to make the jump. Hera and the New Republic show up just a minute too late to try and stop Morgan and them from making the jump. They make that hyperspace jump with all the power, just jump straight through Hera and the New Republic, smashing a couple of those New Republic fighters together. Jason looks at his mom and he says, Mom, I got a bad feeling. So they're just don't even know what's going on, feeling dejected. Cut to the ocean. We look to the ocean, the place where Ahsoka fell to her presumable demise. We see her lying on a watery surface as she awakens. She stands, and we are quick to realize that she is standing in the world between worlds. As she stands there, we hear a voice say, Hey, Snips. And she quickly recognizes and says, Master. To which the response is, Didn't think I'd see you so soon. As the camera pans over Ahsoka facing the camera, we see the figure behind her is none other than her master, Anakin fucking Skywalker. Cut to the ominous Darth Vader theme and fade to black, motherfuckers. Dave Filoni hit it out of the park. Peter Ramsey hit it out of the park, and I believe that was a great conclusion to the first half of this series.
Woo! Well done, sir. Were we recording? I don't know. We might have to start over. I'm not sure, but actually, this is my notes that I had, and have Fallen Jedi, director, Karsateva, blah, blah, blah. I pretty much what you said.
Yeah, no, you were doing better than me. Like I mentioned, it was hard because when I was trying to type the stuff about Ahsoka falling, then things were happening. Things were happening while I was typing. So managed to get it all in there, but anything we missed, as it, just trying to run us through, we can now talk about.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I guess, since this is our spoiler filled instant reaction, Ryan, what was your initial thought after this episode or even during this episode?
Okay, so I absolutely hate this new start time of 6 p.m. because that is when the sun hits the direct beam of my eye in my man cave. So I've been watching this whole season just like kind of like this. So for the last half of this episode, I stood up and just went and stood in front of my TV to get the sun out of my eye. So I have to rewatch it. But I did love every second that I saw. But I just want to see it again in the dark because I think that woods fight in the dark, and we have those lights that like light up the room in corners. Like if there's a lightsaber that goes on the left side, So yeah, I gotta rewatch it. But yeah, it's like each episode just keps getting better.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Got a comment from Courtney saying, Hey guys, mind blown emoji. The episode just had me bawling. And she loved every minute of it. And I totally agree.
I definitely got a little emotional when I was typing that last sentence / run-on paragraph, whatever you want to call it. I was like, is this really happening?
Yeah, exactly. And you, Alex, what were you thinking as you're watching? You're a little bit behind us, but we're trying to keep it quiet. But
I think I clicked on to start just as you were finishing.
Nice,
well timed.
Yeah,
but great episode. I love how each episode is picking up exactly where we left off. I feel that what we have is these first 4 episodes basically is a movie, and we're getting ready for the sequel or the continuation, the part 2. Which was going to be episodes 5 through 8. I can't wait for that. Close to perfect. I don't really know what else to say. It was great fights. We were saying before we went on air that, there's nothing wrong with this episode. There's no bad about this episode. I am never one to nitpick. I could see and hear those who will. There were definitely some moments with the CGI, with the X-wings and the light speed jump that got a little wonky, and I've heard some criticisms of the lightsaber fighting in comparison. We can't all be Ray Park, okay?
Yeah.
But I thought everything was rad. I think the volume of action that we're getting in this, it's got you on the edge of your seat the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm totally agreeing with everything you guys said. In a season so far that has 4 great episodes, this episode is the I don't want to say the best because it makes it, but it is the highest quality. It's the best episode of the season out of a season of great episodes, in my opinion. And as a huge Star Wars Rebels fan, this was Rebels live action with the lightsaber battles, the space fight, the space battles. Everything was so good. The acting, Sabine, Ahsoka nailed it as usual. Hera nailed it. And to see that Carson Teva, who's one of my favorite supporting characters of The Mandalorian, to see that he's Team Hera gets me super excited and even more jazzed that we will actually get the Rangers of the New Republic with Carson Teva, with Hera, with these Rebels crew after this Ahsoka story's told. So
yeah, no, that's a good call too, because when she has Hera has that moment when we first see her in this episode where she's basically storming off to do what she wants, and you get her, I don't know what you call them, the subordinate saying like, hey, they said you're not supposed to go. She's like, what do I care, dude? Figure out what to tell him. And that exchange just kind of led you to believe that his character might be a little bit more at some point. And so you're right. It could be a good introduction to some more of the characters that we could potentially see in Rangers of the New Republic.
Yeah. I got to read this comment from, I can't say this Twitch name without saying, Misa behind you, but busting got me busting.
But did you guys find like the lightsaber sound effects were just like extra crispy?
I did think they were very nice.
Yeah,
yes.
I thought
with specific Balin and Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
And why is she only going with one? I mean, I guess it's a technique, but she's I'll spot you the second one.
She wanted to grab the map, I guess, with the other hand.
Yeah, makes sense.
But seeing them, just real quick, and this kind of goes back to the episode, the Twin Sons episode with Obi-Wan and Darth Maul in Rebels, how, Obi-Wan does his stance, his traditional stance, then Darth Maul does his traditional stance, so then Obi-Wan switches his defense based on the stance, and the way Balin and Ahsoka are going back and forth with the different lightsaber stances just showed how great of swordsmen they both are, and just seeing them go back and forth, it was like a chess match. Even before the first blow was thrown there, so
or like a boxing match or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Were you gonna say, Ryan?
Each other up, getting your spot.
I don't understand why
ASMR for sure.
Yeah.
If Ahsoka wanted to destroy the map, and like, why didn't you just slice it in half instead of trying to grab it?
I don't know. Why didn't Sabine do what she was told?
That's fair. That's fair.
I mean, we know why Sabine didn't do what she's told, because she's swinging for Ezra.
Yeah. That might be my favorite episode of Rebels, the Twin Sons. Like, damn, son. Yeah, that was a great episode. Shout out. I was able to see that one at Lucasfilm on the big screen, so that was awesome. Going back to Hera real quick, I mean, seeing her kind of like, I can see her leaving the New Republic, and it's going to be similar to General Leia in the books, I guess, when she leaves to form the Resistance. I think Hera's going to be a part of that if we get that, tie into the sequel trilogy. And so a lot of her attitudes towards the New Republic is very similar, I guess, in the books to Leia, having issues with Mon Mothma and the senators, and we see how shitty they're all. So, but I don't know what you guys think.
So can we just move on to Anakin?
Okay, yeah. Well, real quick, I just want to show. I love how Sabine is.
Episode before we get to Anakin.
Yeah. Well, we could get there, but
we're gonna get it next week. We're gonna start right there. I can't wait.
But I just want to say how cool. Like, I was really worried that Sabine was going to show her force power, and she kind of like, gave Shin the little rope a dope, the oop, and then but she realized she didn't have any power, but then she used her Mandalorian gauntlet.
Oh yeah,
And I thought that was a
Yeah.
pretty sick move.
Whispering birds.
That was
Yeah.
cool.
So, quick question.
Did you
again.
notice you got a little bit of that Mandalorian score when that happened?
Yeah.
Ludwig's over here on the didgeridoo or whatever it is. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
So, Misa behind you asks, does live action Hera look nope or dope?
Dope.
I will start with you, Alex.
We both said dope already.
Yeah.
Run.
What about you, Ryan? What do you think?
Dope. Yeah. Dope truck.
But you still haven't seen too familiar with the cartoon, right?
I think I've seen like 70% of Rebels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think she looks dope. I love Mary Elizabeth Winstead. I love Hera, and all the live action characters playing the animated versions are they all look awesome. Before we get to the next one, that was awesome when she did that. I believe you're referring to Hera when she kind of told the Republic to suck it, basically. And Courtney also thinks Hera looks dope. But man. Do you want to jump? I know Ryan's just chomping at the bit.
There's just so many possibilities, but we can keep going in order.
What do you guys think about Hu Yang's fighting skills? Do you think he had that in him?
Yeah,
Mr.
because
Roboto.
he's a training droid, so he naturally has a little bit
I
of
guess
defense.
you're right. That makes. I was afraid he was just going to get chopped up real quick.
Well, because he has that.
When they lead in the first episode, he's kind of got that Shaggy Scooby Doo sort of mentality, like Jedi is supposed to observe from a safe distance. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, I was surprised, but not surprised because it went back to the last episode where he was training and blocking the everything, and being that he's a lightsaber builder and pretty much a lightsaber master droid, it kind of made sense. But I did like, because he wasn't really going on the offense, it was all defense. And then he knew the only way he could get them to know is if he pulled the wires. So that was I felt he did that on purpose, and that was pretty that was a pretty heads up move.
Ryan, what do you think about Merrick? Both of you guys, but start with Ryan. Do you think we're going to see him again? What do you think of his end in this episode? Or there?
To be honest, I didn't even think of a theory because I don't really know the Witch sisters that well, so I really didn't put anything together. I'm sure if we didn't
saw it and you thought he was just dead.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, maybe he's just maybe a clone, but a witch clone, and they have an army of them type deal.
Yeah, I had heard something about raising the dead, and so that I think my initial thought was like a zombie or something, and so that was the spirit leaving his raised carcass. Although, if the raised zombie carcass can fight like that, that's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Lisa behind you, you're cracking me up, man. Thanks for the comments; these are great. So he goes, Merrick, that's the kibble that my dog eats.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Zombie Star Wars zombies would be sick though, but I feel like it could get messy.
Well, they've done it in Rebels and they've done it in Clone Wars, and a lot of it is because of the Night Sisters. So once I saw, I'm going to go real quick. I'm glad he was not any of the theories. There was Ezra, which like we were talking before, that in my opinion, Alex, we were all talking, that's a dumb theory because why would Ezra? Anyways, Barriss was Ahsoka's old friend. She was a theory. Cal Kestis from Fallen Jedi,
too,
Surviving Jedi, and even Starkiller from the Force Unleashed game was a theory, just because Sam Witwer, who voiced Maul and Starkiller in the video games and in the cartoon, he was an additional voice, as I think somebody pointed out, but he could have just been at Lucasfilm like, all right, sign my check. So,
I'm
glad he was nobody.
Yes,
our new character.
Well, last week I mentioned, kind of the comparison to 24, how, the season stretches out and basically the bad you thought was bad, there's like 4 other bigger bads beyond them, except in this case, we've already seen, we know about Thrawn, we know about Morgan, Balin, Shin, and then Merrick. just kind of, but I don't believe they would have used him at all if this is how insignificant he was going to be. That green smoke, I do believe this will come back. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see in what form.
And one more thing on this, and this is where, you know, I love being in the Star Wars community and the fan community, but this is where a lot of Star Wars fans aren't very imaginative, because every time we get a new villain or a new so and so, it's that's this person or that's this person. It's like, why can't it just be a new character for the show? I remember when they in the trailer for season 2 of Mando, they showed Sasha Banks, and everybody assumed that was Sabine. And I'm like, well, Sabine's Asian, but you know, you can kind of go with that, but then everybody's got to be somebody, but an original character. So
You got to give him better credit for casting than that.
yeah, exactly. And Courtney,
True.
again, he does additional voices all the time. It doesn't mean he's a big character, correct? And that's Sam Witwer. And yeah. So one more. Huang in his own. Huang in the battle bots. But
So yeah, we got through Merrick. Cool fight scenes I mentioned before. I don't know. Do you think the lightsaber fighting's down?
no, not at all. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I love lightsaber. That's
In
the one thing.
comparison to fights we've seen in Star Wars history.
Well, with Sabine, she's not a Jedi, and Shin is still a Padawan, so they fight with experience, but not Jedi Master experience. And you totally saw that the Master experience with Ahsoka and Baylan. So you saw the two different styles of fighting, and I thought they were both great. They both fit perfectly, in my opinion.
Way better than the fights in The Last Jedi.
True, definitely. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I thought nothing was wrong with them. I guess I was just posing the question, as I'm sure someone, as always, someone's always got a problem with something. So
Yeah, and I do want to. One thing that I did write in my notes that that really kind of got to me was we find out as Baylan's talking to Sabine, you know, when he's trying to, you know, I don't say he's not trying to seduce her to the dark side or anything. He's just trying to ease her to give him the map. But he pretty much, we find out in this scene that her entire family was wiped out in the Battle of Mandalore, the Night of 1,000 Tears.
Yeah,
because she was gone in Lothal, and her family was still there, and so Clan Ren is dead, and you know, again, watching Rebels like we did, it's like, you know, didn't even think about it, even watching Mandalorian and seeing all the destruction, not even really thinking that they were there, but finding out that they were, and that's just, you know, really sad. And you can see where she would have a lot of it made sense, because you know, Baylan mentions it, and Ahsoka's like, oh, you know, Ezra's not your only family, but technically he is, but also, you know, Ahsoka's her family now, and Hera's always going to be family. So, but just the fact that we found out that her entire family was wiped out was just like, in my opinion.
yeah, definitely could play into the emotional seducing. He definitely appealed to her interest, played her like a fiddle, if you will, a la one Grand Admiral Thrawn would have done.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She is Auntie Sabine. That's what Jason called her when she's gonna be a Jedi.
Speaking of Jason, what do you think about Hera taking him on all the adventures wherever they're going? Do you think? I was kind of just thinking, what do you think the age difference between Jason now and Ezra when he first joined the Ghost Crew?
I think
there's a way to find out.
he's in the what I would say 11 to 12-year-old range.
Yeah, I'd say he looks about the age of young Boba Fett in
Yeah,
Attack of the Clones.
And then I think when we meet Ezra in season 1 of Rebels, he was about 15 or 16, so he's close.
Right.
And I was listening. Shout out to the Resistance broadcast. I was listening to their episode on the last week's breakdown, and they mentioned a site that actually did the age of. So he's about.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
He's 11 to 12. And
Okay.
I'll see how old
Perfect.
Ezra was.
And then they said by the time we get to the sequel trilogy, Jason would be about 35, 36, which by the time we get to the Rey, if he's still alive, if he didn't go to Luke's Jedi Academy, uh, if he's alive during Rey's movie, then he'd be about, late 40s, early 50s. So
Different
interesting. But I like the way he
14.
looks.
Sorry.
They dressed him up like Kanan, basically with the same color palette.
So 2 years difference. Ezra was 14.
Oh wow.
Yeah, close. And obviously, with everything she's been through, I don't foresee her leaving her son anywhere.
No. Especially if he's hanging on a chopper, he's in protective hands.
So I guess we haven't gotten too much from Jason so far, but I feel like he should be a little bit more ready for the action and what's happening, even though he is pretty young. But
yeah,
I presume he's been everywhere she's been since we last saw her.
Yeah, because even keep going back to the finale of Rebels, but when we see that there is a Jason, he's right where he is in this episode. He's in the co-pilot seat, so as a toddler. Man, you're cracking me up, man. That would be funny as hell if Jason got sliced by little Adam Driver. So I don't think
Adam Driver from Undercover Boss.
Yeah,
Matt the radar tech. Okay, boomer.
Kylo Ren's a dick.
The Ahsoka falling off the cliff. No one thought she was dead, right?
No, yeah. Not at all.
I still don't think she's dead.
I thought she was going to like kill Balin at the last second, or even like when his hand was out and Sabine was about to put it in. I thought we were just going to see a on his hand or something, but no, we never got that. So, I'm just curious if okay, so we're just going to jump there, but yeah, I didn't think she was dead, but I'm just curious because we know how she survived the World Between Worlds in Rebels. I wonder if there's a cut scene where she gets again saved by one Ezra, having found his way back into the World Between Worlds where he's at now. But we got still half a season left, so
be a great way to open the second half.
Yeah, kind of like a meantime.
Hey, Snips, here's my friend Ezra. What's up?
Yep, we always get lost at Disneyland.
Yes, are you parked in section U or TV?
Exactly, but I don't know what. I mean, I guess we're there now though. But World Between Worlds, Anakin. I mean,
I don't think that's our Anakin.
Okay, fair.
Because I think he wouldn't have. Because I'm pretty sure at the end of Return of the Jedi, when he becomes a Force ghost, he doesn't have the glove on.
Yeah, I can't remember.
And he had the glove on. Like, well, he wouldn't need it if he's dead, or if it's like the Force ghost.
Good point.
I don't care. I'm ready to find out. Whatever's going to happen with him, we're going to start right up with in the next episode. As far as the way they drew it to end this episode, it was perfect.
No, absolutely. And the fact that it was, I mean, Hayden again, I knew we were going to get him, but the fact that we actually saw him on screen, I mean, it was cool. But it's weird because he did look a little de-aged, but he wasn't de-aged in a younger version of him in Obi-Wan. So it's like, kind of wondering what the creatives are doing. But
did you see his lightsaber?
I mean, that's about how young he looked in Revenge of the Sith, right?
Yeah, but he still looked 40 when he would look like the Attack of the Clones. When on the Obi-Wan scene where they did that flashback where they're training, and they didn't really de-age him much in that.
Well, advancements in time and technology, or maybe they beefed up the budget. I don't know, but
true.
I'll take it. Plus, it's World Between Worlds, different lighting.
Yeah, absolutely.
His scar was a lot less noticeable too. It was there, but it was very faint.
Yeah, well, she knew him before. No, she knew him when he had the scars. So I don't know. Either way, I mean, great ending. Great reveal, and I mean, already that the social media and the internet's just like lost their mind already. Just and not just because of Anakin, but of the just how great the episode was. The pacing was perfect, I thought, and all the pacings of every episode has looked really good. So um man, great way, like you said, Alex. If you're going to make like this is the movie part one, part two's coming up now, and as Ryan brought up, next episode, chat part five, not only written and by Dave Filoni, but he's hitting the director chair once again. And
Only
uh,
one more time? Is this the last time we're gonna? I would assume he's gonna do the finale too.
I would think so. There was a list, and I haven't really checked it out yet, but I know Ryan's pretty quick at checking that, but it's no big deal. I
Yeah, no,
know.
I'm excited as many times as we do get him. But speaking of directors, in this episode, he did an excellent job. I was mentioning Peter Ramsey. So I mentioned earlier he is best known for Rise of the Guardians and co-directing Into the Spider-Verse, and then did an episode of Mando season 3. But I pulled on his wiki. He has a bunch of dope credits. So this guy, as
Yeah,
a
real quick.
director, Rise of the Guardians, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, uh, We the People, a segment, his Mandalorian episode, Ahsoka episode. But then as second unit director, Poetic Justice, Higher Learning, Tank Girl, Godzilla. It's just a bunch of like really random stuff going back into the 90s, 2000s. He was a storyboard artist on movies like Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Predator 2, Mortal Kombat, Independence Day, Men in Black, Being John Malkovich, Fight Club, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Castaway, Artificial Intelligence, Panic Room, Minority Report. Yeah, and then he was an illustrator on Backdraft, Bram Stoker's Dracula, The Shadow, Batman Forever, Ed TV, little Matthew LeBlanc film, easily forgettable. So yeah, I mean you can see those were all early '90s as an illustrator. Um, oh yeah, and then his storyboard artist took him through the '90s into early 2000s. His second unit director work was like mid to late '90s, and then he jumped in the director's seat in the mid 2000s. Pretty
Well,
cool.
that's cool. And I just want to go back to his Mandalorian episode real quick. That was the pirate episode.
Yes.
Again, some great space and aerial fighting in that. So he seems to be a really good action director.
This will be Dave Filoni's final episode of the season, and Rick Famuyiwa
Famuyiwa,
Yeah.
he's directing the finale.
Oh, nice. Well, we're in good hands if you're fans of the Mandalorian.
Yeah, he was kind of in charge of the third season of Mando. So
Yeah.
I mean, as we mentioned earlier, starting to see the strings connect on where this Filoni-verse culmination may be going.
Yeah. And
bringing up Rick Famuyiwa as director of the finale, do we think we're going to get a Mando sighting in this show?
I think so. Only because the Purgles seem to be very, very entwined in where they're at, and with the way it ended with them taking off. I think again the Purgles are going to somehow transport our heroes to where they need to go via hyperspace, and we saw the very small glimpse of them of Grogu, feeling that connection in hyperspace on the first episode of Mando. So it wouldn't be surprise me if we didn't, but I think we will. But we'll find out. I know last week I said one of the things I really wanted to see this episode, and we did see it, was the freaking ghost. We saw it in almost all its glory, but man, it looks beautiful in live action. We've seen it briefly in cutscenes in Rogue One and Rise of Skywalker, but to actually see it highlighted up front looks so beautiful. And I think we're pretty much done with the actual episode part, but so kind of jump into the ghost. It's funny how they did this
Well timed,
well timed
and Star
Hasbro.
Wars.
But as we've been sharing, the HasLab has this ghost that they're trying to make the goal, which when they announced this at Comic-Con,
It's
it made its
refresh.
goal in a day to get it made. And so that was 8,000 backers, and it crossed that within a day. Then the next tier, Ryan will scroll it up, was I think 11,000. And you
Yeah.
so well,
Oh,
stay
sorry.
right
Yeah.
there. So when it
Oh no,
when it
sorry.
gets
This
it,
isn't it. This isn't it.
Well,
well,
that's
and
Hera
There.
who comes with
yeah.
it base.
So when you
There
got
we go.
go back down to Hera.
Oh, my bad. Well,
Yeah. So
that doesn't have
I
any
know.
backers. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
No,
Gotcha.
so it's the
Hera
initial backer base includes the Ghost, Hera, and the Phantom 2.
with
That
Chopper
was
and
sold
Phantom 2. So
at Star
everybody,
Wars Celebration, right?
yeah, so everybody got this. Then the next tier was 11,000. And if it made that backing, scroll down to Ezra, everybody wouldn't get an Ezra includes tier, which was 14,000, was Kanan, which it just made it today, I believe, right?
I'm not sure when it hit the 14,000 mark, but
Okay.
probably today or yesterday.
But it's like up 500 from when we looked at it earlier, I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the next tier, which they need to get 17,000, you'll get Zeb, which is the final tier. Conveniently, the night that the ghost was shown on Ahsoka is the last night before this um pre-sale, basically, to back it. It expires tomorrow. So
Yeah.
what how many hours did you say we got?
We're at 24 hours. 9 p.m. tomorrow.
9 p.m. 499, couple thousand shy of the full tiers, which
Let's see if
man,
it's
I want
going
this
up.
so bad, but it's huge.
Oh, they lost one.
Hey, come on now. Yeah, no, I wish I knew what it was when we were looking at it earlier. I'm pretty sure it got a bump though. I feel
Oh,
like it was just over 14,000 when we were talking earlier,
This is gonna be so fun to refresh all day tomorrow.
right?
oh yeah.
Well, I've said I don't think there's a way that I really have money for this right now, but I'll be damned if they hit that goal before, like 6 o'clock tomorrow, and I can start seeing what I have in my house to sell. There's a good chance I'm trying to get this ghost.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll find out. Is that a different thing? Oh, that's the same. Okay.
No, it was
So
just pictures.
so
It-
before we leave, quick, what do you think we'll see next week? Or what do you want to see as chapter 5? We're at midway of the season. What do you want to see next week? I will start with you, Alex.
If I don't see Thrawn, I riot.
Yeah. Right on.
I think I said before we started recording, that's pretty much the only thing we haven't seen that we saw in the trailers at this point, which I do
Yeah.
love when they make sure all the stuff in the trailers comes from the front half of a show or movie.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Ryan? What do you want to see, or what do you think we'll see?
I think
Either
that
or.
Thrawn scene will end next episode. But I think we'll see. I think we're gonna see Vader. I don't think that's Anakin. I think it's gonna be like a flash. Like he's gonna turn. It's someone else. That's like maybe it's something to do with the witches, and she's gonna like embrace him, and then he's gonna turn. Like it'll be yeah. I think we'll see some Vader or like dark side Anakin. I don't think that's our Anakin.
Okay.
It was the Vader music at the end that like really. It's like I don't. Something's not right.
Interesting. We'll see how the Night Sisters get into the world between worlds. I think continuing with the Anakin and Ahsoka, we're going to see an even further flashback of a younger Ahsoka with a younger Anakin. And I will say that younger Ahsoka will be voiced by one Ashley Eckstein, even though it'll be a new actress.
They haven't done flashbacks yet in the show yet, right?
Not this show, no.
Not the show. Okay.
But and again, I think we do get introduced to Thrawn, or at least, like you said, at least in the final.
Yeah.
Or-
I don't even know why they'd wait that long. I mean, they made the jump. They're there, right? So
Well, yeah. So
who
they're
knows
getting
what
there
they'll encounter when they get there, but
because I mean, what we found out is we just got introduced to a brand new galaxy, which is way out of any of the known galaxy that we've seen. Even if you've read books, it's way beyond any of those book galaxies and
Star
video
Wars
games.
multiverse.
Yeah, pretty much. So Dave Filoni, man, man, my man is a genius. So I can't wait to see him direct again. But
It's gonna be a long week.
yeah, but yeah, let us know what you guys think. Geez, it's such a great episode. I'm glad we're talking about it. These initial reactions are definitely uh needed for us just to get my mind from getting into jumble it up. But check us out. We're going to be releasing an episode in a couple of weeks. It'll be our last episode we're just going to do one podcast episode in September, taking a little break. Then we'll be starting fresh with the Walt's Apartment family uh, in October. And plus, we got some trips planned, and we'll keep doing these Tano Tuesdays every Tuesday. So, um, yeah. So thank you guys for watching. You guys have anything else before we go, or?
I didn't forget. I just haven't posted any of those questions in our stories. So look out for that sometime between now and next Tuesday. And yeah, stay tuned to our Instagram stories and share your thoughts so that we can share them here as we kick off the second half of Ahsoka.
Yeah, and a little shout out if you're in the San Francisco area on Saturday, and going to a Giants game where you could get an awesome Mandalorian Funko Pop, myself and Alex will be there. So
Nice.
we'll be there saying hi, and we'll be going live.
Right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I should have brought it up to show what it's going to look like. But so if you haven't subscribed to us yet, be sure to follow us, subscribe, hit the bell, like, share, and all that good stuff. And we will see you guys next Tano Tuesday. So, well, like Anakin once said, this is where the fun begins. See you guys next week.